Machine guarding and lockout, the rules that keep hands intact. In manufacturing and warehousing, hands are the most used and most injured part of the body. Cuts, crushes, amputations, these incidents happen fast, and they're almost always preventable. Today we're diving deep into two essential safety practices that protect workers from serious harm: machine guarding and lockout tagout. Welcome back to the channel where we focus on real safety strategies for high-risk industries. If your workplace uses mechanical equipment, conveyors, presses, rollers, compactors, this video is for you. Let's start with machine guarding. These are the physical barriers, interlocks and sensors designed to keep hands, arms, and bodies out of hazardous zones. When guards are in place and used correctly, they prevent contact with moving parts. But when they're removed, bypassed, or ignored, the danger escalates. Take the example of a small food packaging plant in the United States. A worker was cleaning a jammed bag sealer. The machine guard had been removed weeks earlier because it got in the way. That day, as the worker reached in to clear the jam, the sealer cycled and crushed their hand. The company faced heavy fines, and the worker suffered a permanent injury. Machine guards exist for a reason. They're not optional. And yet, in the push for productivity, they're often treated like obstacles instead of lifesavers. There are different types of machine guards: fixed guards, adjustable guards, self-adjusting guards, and interlocking devices. Each serves a unique purpose and must be chosen based on the machine and the risk involved. A fixed guard on a rotating drum might be ideal for consistent motion, while an interlocked guard on a press ensures the machine won't operate unless the guard is properly closed. The National Institute for Occupational Safety and Health, or NIOSH, estimates that proper use of machine guarding could prevent up to 90% of amputations and crush injuries in industrial settings. Yet injuries persist, not because the technology isn't there, but because we're not always using it. Now let's talk about lockout tagout, often shortened to LOTO. This is the process of isolating energy sources before maintenance, cleaning, or servicing. That means shutting down power, locking switches, bleeding pressure, and tagging equipment to prevent accidental startup. LOTO protects workers from more than just electricity. It covers mechanical energy, hydraulic pressure, air, steam, and stored energy like compressed springs or gravity. Without proper lockout, a worker can be caught in moving machinery, even if they think it's off. A tragic example from Ontario, Canada. A technician was replacing a conveyor belt. They had turned off the power but didn't use a lockout. A co-worker, unaware someone was working inside the machine, restarted the line. The technician was pulled in. The resulting investigation found that lockout procedures existed, but they weren't followed. LOTO programs are required by law in most jurisdictions. In the United States, OSHA's Control of Hazardous Energy Standard, also known as 1910.147, is one of the most frequently cited during inspections. In Canada, each province has similar regulations requiring written procedures, proper training, and lockout devices. So why aren't these life-saving steps always used? Often, it's about time. LOTO takes extra steps. Guards slow things down. In fast-paced environments, workers feel pressure to fix problems quickly. That's why culture matters as much as compliance. Supervisors and leads must model safe behavior. If leadership skips lockout or tolerates guard removal, workers will follow. But if they insist on safety, even when it takes longer, they give everyone permission to do the same. Training is critical too. Workers need to understand the behind each step. Show them real-world stories. Use hands-on demos. Make it part of onboarding and refreshers. Don't just explain the rule, explain the risk. One effective strategy is to conduct machine-specific lockout drills. Every machine should have a detailed LOTO procedure, and every worker responsible for that machine should be able to demonstrate how to lock it out safely. These drills build confidence and muscle memory. Technology can support safety as well. Some companies use light curtains and pressure sensors to shut down equipment automatically if someone crosses a safety boundary. Others install lockable disconnects in visible, accessible places. These tools work, but they must be backed by a strong safety culture. Let's not forget reporting. If guards are missing or lockout isn't being followed, workers need a safe way to speak up. Anonymous hotlines, open-door policies, and safety committees can all help surface issues before they become incidents. And here's a tip that works wonders. Empower your team to pause. Give every employee the authority to stop work if they believe it's unsafe. No fear of retaliation, no shame, just trust and support. At the end of the day, machine guarding and lockout tagout aren't just rules. They're the lines between life and death, ability and injury, and in high-risk environments, they must be non-negotiable. Here's another important piece: documentation. Your LOTO procedures need to be written, reviewed, and available to all staff. Don't assume everyone knows what to do. Spell it out, post it at each machine, make it visual. Use diagrams, step-by-step instructions, and photos. Involve your workforce in the creation of procedures. They know the equipment. They see where confusion happens. Their insights make your procedures stronger and more realistic. Make audits a regular practice. Check that lockout is happening, confirm that guards are in place. Interview workers about their understanding. Use findings not to punish but to train, correct, and improve. And when an incident does happen, because even great systems can fail, investigate thoroughly. Was a procedure unclear? Was a guard poorly designed? Was training missed? Then fix it. Share the lessons, build resilience. Creating a strong lockout and guarding culture doesn't happen overnight. It's built shift by shift, conversation by conversation, but it's worth it. Because at the end of the day, your team's safety is more important than any deadline. So let's make this personal. When was the last time you saw a machine running without a guard, or heard someone say, "It'll just take a second"? Drop a comment and tell us what you're seeing on the floor. And if this video helped you see something differently, give it a like, subscribe for more, and share it with someone who could use a reminder. Stay alert, stay protected, and never assume a machine is safe until you've locked it out and verified. See you next time.